All right, so this is day 3 of me working on these exercises for another one bites the dust. I almost said day tripper for some reason. That must be stuck in my head. So I'm just being picky right now. Like, I probably have it from yesterday. These just 3 little patterns that I like to, whenever I teach somebody this in a lesson, I like to do these patterns. It helps them kind of like figure it out quicker. And yeah, so I just wanted to do one more day of this and hopefully wrap it up. So my 90, so I did it at 60, 70, and 90, which gives you three good tempos to work on it. I think full speed is 110. But I was being picky. Like, I wasn't playing anything perfect yesterday. Like the snare was flamming a lot on the 4th beat, so just thought I'd redo them. To redo them though, I'm gonna start at 70. I'm gonna make sure those are all clean, and actually won't even listen to that. I'll just warm up on 70 and record, and probably have better takes than I had yesterday anyway, which is quite often the process with these. So if you guys want to support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you have questions about drums, let me know. I'm a below average drummer is how I would consider myself. Now I inherited a lot of drum students, and I continue to do so, where it's like, man, I'm teaching probably 15, 20 drum students a week. Doesn't mean I'm great. It means I'm better than most 8-year-olds out there, right? And I just continue to work on stuff. So it's kind of my evaluation of my own skill set. All right, so 70, let's hear the tempo. And actually, let's just break down. Exercise number 1 is the hard part, if you want to say it, the hard part. The difficultness in this one is just ending with that open-handed. What I love about Another One Bites the Dust for students, especially for kids that want to put their kick with every snare beat, that's a good beat for them to work on and just get the idea down. The problem is when they run into this snare or this little drum fill before the chorus, they usually screw up. It's a little bit harder than everything else that's going on in the song. So anyway, we got 1 and 2 and 3. All right, let's listen to 70. And so even slower than I was just doing it. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Let's get this a little bit bigger. So you see my takes from yesterday. That's totally cool. We'll keep them in there just in case. Maybe I played it better yesterday. Played it better yesterday? Yeah. Okay. Exercise number 1. Again, it's kind of a little bit more of a warm-up than anything else for me right now. So make sure this time I get a really nice click in, because it makes my editing job a little bit easier down the road. So even thinking of a better click in, let's start over. Now if I'm going to be ultra picky, I hit my stick on that last one. Cool. I do try to pause after every single one, because again, all those little things make my editing job easier, which I'm trying to cut down on that. I'm trying to just spend more time actually playing. So even doing these as tracking videos, make sure I'm playing more than spending hours upon hours editing, and then edit at my part-time job. All right, so exercise number 2 is we're starting on 3 E and a 4, 3 E and a 4. Now, as we get to these faster tempos, though, that 4 on the snare, like I get, or the 4 on, yeah, the 4 on the snare, I get a little lost in there. What's up, PA? Bro, I have phonetic dyslexia. This is my excuse, right? I have phonetic dyslexia. So, Paola. I just have to spend time spelling, or, not spelling stuff. Bro, I wish I was good. I'm on a journey, and I here's the sad, not even sad. The reality is I taught a lot of lessons in the past 15 years. And so you get really good at evaluating skill sets, and you're like, oh, that kid's good at that kid's good at that adult's good at that. And you can kind of like judge and evaluate your own skill set and know where you're good and where you're not good. And that's hard. It's hard to take a good look in the mirror and be like, man, you have some deficiencies you're playing. So thank you for the compliment. I'm working on getting comfortable. That's my new statement. Good is relative. Like, I want to be able to play what I want to play. I want to sit down and rock out an exercise like this in 5 seconds. But this is the journey to get good. So, do you play drums? Paola. Sorry. It's Sunday morning. I'm having some caffeine. I'm doing these lessons videos, and I'm happy. Did a guitar one before that, and I shouldn't say I'm happy. I'm content. Happiness is fleeting. I think this is exercise 2. We'll listen to it, or no, we know it is. Yeah. All right, I get rambling and chatting, but that's fun. It's way more fun to focus a little bit, chat, focus, chat. It makes my day a little bit more interesting. All right, so 3E and a 4. It's ending with that snare on the 4. Now, as we get to the harder ones, when we put the after that, that's where it's hard for me. When we're going 3E and a 4E. And then the other thing is my brain goes E, and then I just shut off. I shut my brain off. And instead I go E and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2 and getting used to that and that counting. And I always say this to students, you have to count until you don't have to count anymore. All right, bro, I need bigger print. Sorry, my monitor's only so big. But Zane, I think it's Zane G Bot VR. I bet he likes VR. It's my guess. How's your morning going, Zane? All right, exercise number 2. I get busy chatting and not looking at what I'm doing. So let's just listen to this tempo. 3E and a 4. 1, 2, 3 and a 4. That's exactly, we can just jump into recording. Just hearing that 4 not flam, and then as we go to these harder ones, I'll flam it a little bit more. But the more you guys do it, more you practice, it'll get there. That's what I'm telling myself, and I'm telling you guys as well. I'll give that one okay. Not great, but it's the first one of the day. Better. We'll do one more. So I thought that was good. My click on the 1 of the last measure was rushed. And here's, again, I repeat a lot, so just deal with it. It's at listening back and getting to the place where you played something and you know right away, you're like, okay, I was late on this one. And you do that by not doing videos like this. Set up a DAW. There's a lot of free DAWs. Get one. digital audio workstation for those who don't know. Start recording yourself and listening back and seeing what's good and what's bad. And then, honestly, don't worry so much. Just fucking play. So other than that click, that one's pretty good, and I don't know if I'm going to... let's do one more. It's going to help me when we get to the harder ones. And I got time today. All right. Felt my first two are a little sloppy. You know, the worst thing that you can get, excuse me, the worst thing you can get from this is just play this exercise over and over again. You get better at drums. Even just your count. That little stagger, I hit the hi-hat wrong. All right, yeah. We can definitely do better than that. Maybe we can do better than that. We'll find out. All right, that one probably had enough of the good pieces in there. So number 3 is where I'll start mixing stuff up. 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2. 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2. 3E and a 4. 3E and a 4E and a. So here's a little trick that I like. You just listen to the metronome. 3, 4, 1, 2. 3E and a 4E. 1, 2, 3. Now, if I can do that there, I can usually bring it to the drum set. You hear there's a little bit of sloppiness on that 4 yet. It's also, I'm accenting that snare, and I shouldn't. Or accenting that 4. The other thing that I want to watch out for... Oh, I want to start that if I do that. 1, 2. There we go. 1. You want to start with your left because... 2, 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3E and a 4E and a 1, 2, 3E and a 4E and a sloppiness. Okay. Let's just jump in and record. See how they go. So there. It's, we'll listen back. It's about having control of what you're playing, right? And I don't have that when I'm starting to deal with these 16th notes. Just sloppy. And not getting better. Let's just do... All right. Some of this is warming up too. Mild excuse, but an excuse nonetheless. Let's do a couple where we just click through this. 3E into 4E into 1, 2. Three E into 4E into 1, 2, 3E into 4E into 1, 2. So it's interesting to me that just by adding that crash is enough to mix your brain up. 1, 3, 4, 1, 2. So the big thing that I got to watch out for as we track some of these now, the 16th notes are slower than I think at 70 BPM. So I'm just going to watch out for that, that I don't rush through them and just try to like get to that crash. Better. Three, 4. I started over, so I clicked myself in, and then I didn't. If I get a little bit tighter than that, I'd be happy. All right, so that one might have been usable. I think the last beat I was late on the snare. Let's listen back. Was I just out of time on that click? 4, 1, 2. Out of time. Oh, bad. All right, well, we have to do better than that. Quantizing can only fix so much. So just, you can hear is just me pulling back on those 16th notes and not rushing that 4E and or E and a 4, E and a 4, E and a 4, E and a 4, E and a 4. Let's do a couple more, and then we're going to just jump to the beat and see if I can resolve it in the beat. And if not, I'm not doing another day of these. I got to move to a different song. So we'll just make these as good as we can. And that's you know, part of the goal as well of doing these videos. It's like, shit, day 3, you're probably not going to get that much better at it. Pause on this song, work on a different song, come back to this. I'll wrap this up as a video series though, just to get it done and out there. Otherwise, nothing gets released. All right, if I played any of them good, that was probably by far the best one. All right, so the actual beat of the song, this would be the idea, or this would be the drum fill that's right before the chorus. I think it's the same one every time. There's some cool effects on there too. I think there's something on the snares like coming up in pitch or something. I don't know. I need to listen to it closely because like, I I don't think the snare changes. I think there's like a sound effect or something on it as well. A whoosh, if you will. That's a technical musical term. All right, so the actual beat is... My issue here, I get in this habit of clicking myself into every measure. As you saw, the last 3 exercises I'll have that. Not clicking in is one thing that I need to work on. And then not rushing. And then not giving up on that counting of 4E and 1 and 2 and 3E and 4E and 1. 2 and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2 and 3. And I'm just going to say what I said. You know, I need to do this 100 times. That would be really, really boring. We'll do this like 20 times and then go to a different song. So it's just something I need to, there's a lot in my playing I need to work on, and I'm willing to accept that criticism and feedback across all the instruments. Sometimes I don't take the feedback and criticism that well, but sometimes I listen. All right, let's just jump in and record. And 4E and 1 and 2 and 3E and 4E and 1. So you can tell even though the last one wasn't great, I can do better when I count that out. And it's just, maybe I have to count this 5 or 6 times and then do some tracking. For some reason, my brain hears the 16th notes and goes, that needs to be faster than everything else rhythmically. And 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's gonna start crossed hand or open handed. 1 and 2 and so it's about 70. 1 and 2 and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2 and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2 and 3E and 4E and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and there was some really bad in there. There was some okay in there. Nothing in between. Let's listen to those last 2 and just see how far off we are. I'm concerned about them going up to the 90 and not be able to do it. So that flam on 4. Last one was probably the best. Mumble, mumble, mumble. Upset, upset, upset. Someone in... there's no way that was in time because you heard that on the 4. That last beat. All right, we're gonna do a couple more and just see if we can squeeze out a good one. Actually, no. Here's what we're gonna do instead. I kind of know where your skill set's at and where it's not. So instead of like beating my head against the wall at 70, which isn't happening yet, right? Let's do these exercises at 90 a minute, and we'll come back to that. Come back to it, and hopefully at 70 I can make it happen, and maybe on my own time tomorrow I need to wrap up 90. All right, so here's exercise 1 at, yeah, now at 90. 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, just getting that in my head. Let's go. Oh, flammed a little bit on that last beat. Let's do one more. Much better. Another thing that these videos are going to help me just really resolve is just jumping in, fixing something, jumping out, jumping in, fixing anything, jumping out, not having to work on a whole section of something. You do that 1,000 times and you damn well better get better. Otherwise, shit, something's really wrong. All right, so we got 3E and a 4. Now you would think, and this is the idea of these exercises, right? Like it would help me get to that next part. And it might be just how rhythmic deficient I am. Just gotta really soak in that idea of that exercise, and it's just probably more practice. All right, so yeah, let's hear tempo. 3 and a 4. 1, 2. All right, let's track that. Two different things happen. And again, you know, I try to cut these down and then we release them in a separate video. I touched the microphone with my nose and then I missed the hi-hat on one. All right, let's do, other than that, I was feeling the groove on that. I was feeling good. I'm trying to get the idea of if I can memorize how those 16th notes feel. Should then be no different as soon as I introduce the crash. Now it is different, right? Like it messes my rhythm up. It messes my timing up. Something I just need to keep on resolving. I will resolve it. Let's try to do one where I don't bump the microphone with my nose. That'd be ideal. My brain just went blank as I was playing. These are all the fun things that happens when I used to film these videos probably 3 years ago, and then I would release an edit. You know, it's like you bump your nose, you do this, you do that, you make a lot of mistakes. All right. So the only annoyance is that I'm hitting the microphone every once in a while. Everything else in those takes were fine. But let's do one where I'm not hitting the microphone as I record. don't feel like I'm as tight as I was on some microphone hitting ones. So let's just try to chase the dragon a little bit on that. Better. So I'm going to live with that one. I don't think it was the best I've ever played or anything like that, but it's good enough. All right, so we're just going to see if we can get this crash in time. Now, you might be asking yourself, shit, you could barely do that at 70, if you even did it at 70. Might happen at 90. It may not. It may mean that I do it for like 5 minutes on 90, and then I jump back to 70, and 70's there. So might just be enough to do that, and then you go back to 90, and 90's there. Other than that, it might be just recorded tomorrow. I wish probably 3 and a 4 and 1, 2, 3. Okay, trying to get that timing in my head. Three and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3 and a 4, 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 and a 4 E, 1, 2. One, two, 3 and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. I doubt that was it. It was better for me. My brain, how I'm working through things, I need to count that out 4, 5, 6, 7, 100 million times. And then you get better. So there's some good and bad in there, right? Like not necessarily, I'm trying to find that groove is probably the best way to say it. And in parts of it, like I think the snares were relatively in time. My clicks were not. My starts were not. My 3 was relatively not. Let's just see if we can tighten it up. Better though. Better than I thought at 90. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I got distracted and thought I was on the wrong exercise. All right, so exercise 3 again. We're gonna do a couple more at 90, and then we're gonna jump back to 70 and see if that's enough to get 70 up and running, which is just, dude, do this in your own practice, right? Like speed stuff up. Try to understand it. That's my 60 BPM. My 60 BPM is trying to understand what I'm doing. And then the faster tempos are like, can you do it? Oh, you can't. All right, go back. I feel like that's close. If we use that one, you're going to see a very funny face that I make on the third one because it was sloppy. Maybe it was that one. All right. listening back, they're all crap. Let's listen back to this one. So, I mean, that one's debatably usable. It's a little sloppy. Oh, this isn't even beat yet. Okay, yeah, but let's do exercise 3 at 70. That one, like I said, might be usable. It's a little shite, as they would say, but it just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. I don't know if those clicks are so far out of time that I can't get them in time. All right, exercise 3. Let's make sure I'm actually on exercise 3. Now that's dude, whoever dude is or dudette is that I'm referencing right now. 70 feels slow, but it only feels slow because I did 90, right? And now 70 is going to hopefully be more relaxed, and maybe I can pull this off. We'll find out. Three E and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2. So clearly I want to rush that yet. 3 E and a 4 E and a. That one's probably usable. Let's do one more. Same thing, probably usable. I felt really good about the second time through. I think maybe the third time through. Felt like I actually could hear the distinction between the fourth beat of the snare. Which again, that doesn't seem like much, but where I'm at drumming wise, that is a lot for me. Like I can hear my mistake. I can hear the onness that I'm aiming for. And it's just really trying to level up to that, then, that you can hit that all the time, the consistency. Wasn't paying attention. So falling apart a little bit there. So I got like 2 good ones out of there. So yeah, we could probably make something in there work. So let's do the same thing. Let's do the beat at 70. So we got this 1 and 2 and. We'll just see how it goes. Really though, I don't want to do this, but we should do the beat at 90. And that'll be a good warm-up for doing it at 70 and hopefully doing better. So understand that this is going to be a struggle and it's going to suffer. I'm going to suffer. If you guys are watching, probably suffer as well. 2. Not terrible. 3, 4. 3 and a 4. 1, 2, 3 and a 4. We got to clean that up. Again, I need to get this in my own brain. Like, I'm doing 90 right now, knowing that they're all going to be a little pushed, a little rushed. Get lucky, I might, play it one time in a row, 2 times in a row correctly. But the idea is to get this good enough to go to 70 and hopefully hear that movement better. It's more my ambition. I just got to reframe that for myself. Might have been 2 good ones in there. Three, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. So by no means do I think any of those were good. There are moments of goodness, though. Like, oh, that was a good measure. There was a bad measure. So let's see if we can fix 70 a minute and do a couple more 90s, and then I am actually out of time. About 10 minutes left. Anything else I don't get, we'll just have to do behind the scenes, or behind the scenes. And 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2. Just gotta slow down. Just gonna let this run a couple times. E and a 4E, 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4E, 1 and 2 and all right, let's see if we can fix this. probably one of the most in time. The 16th notes, the 16th note of the snare, the one on 4, was questionable. Let's listen. That was better. That was okay. 50%. That's pretty good for me. Pretty good. I'm just gonna be stubborn. I'm gonna do 2 more, and then I'm just gonna go to 90, and that's just what we have time for and what it's gonna be. Just more practice. I mean, that's the answer. I feel like it's coming along. It's the idea of it, right? It just needs more work, as do I. 3 and a 4 and 3 and a 4E, 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4E and a 1 and 2 and so it's the 16th notes. I know I've said this before, but they're slower than I think. I'll do 1 more and then I'm moving on. So I'm leaving that one just knowing that it wasn't great. So let's go back to 90 with the beat. See if we can fix this. See if we can get 90. Get 2 of those in a row. Sound good? 3 and a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. So the reality is, and it's still sloppy, right? In my head, I was like, shit, it's sloppy, but tomorrow I'll have it. But I just don't need to do another live on this. You guys got the idea of what I'm working on. And then just hopefully a wrap up. Slip up there. You just hear me fall apart with that metronome. Let's listen to it with no metronome. So you hear that hesitation, that pause, and then the speed up. Those are things that you'll start becoming more and more aware of just by playing with metronome over and over again. As punishing as it might sound, just doing it, you'll start to hear that ebb and flow. And the idea is not to erase that. It's not to become a computer. That human feel is what we want. We also want that human feel to be in time, much like we want that human feel to be in pitch, right? Like, you don't want to be a bad singer either. So there's a note that you want to hit. You want to be relatively near that note. It doesn't need to be perfect. The imperfectness is what we want. I don't know. That's a weird conversation. Okay. Well, let's put that click back in. 2 and 3 and a 4 and... feeling good about that one, but I wanted to clean up. I can't talk during the clicking. I can't use that then. Felt good about that first measure, and everything else was crap. So that third measure is the one I'm going for. Like, that was tight. It felt effortless. My sticks were bouncing nice. That's what we're going for. I just can't do it on command. So more practice for me. You guys will see about 1,000 more of these videos. And by the time I'm done with 1,000 of these videos, I'll probably be accomplished. All right. If you guys want to support the channel, become a member at, obviously, at YouTube. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. But we have sheet music for sale. We have lesson videos. We have teaching resources for you guys, for yourself or for your students. So, all right, have a good rest of your Sunday, and I'll talk to you all soon.